Access to justice in Nigeria is a challenge for the underprivileged. It's these groups of people and communities that Global Rights works to empower.
At the moment, I would think that some of our most important issues are issues around natural resource governance, protecting the livelihoods of mining host communities, their environmental well-being, looking at the issues of fiscal justice and social safeguards for mining host community and the important role that plays in the economy and the development of any nation. Looking at the issues of business and human rights, not just in Nigeria, but across the continent, leading to the founding of the African Coalition on Corporate Accountability, which is possibly one of the largest coalitions across the continent of CSOs across the continent, working at the intersection of business and human rights.
Over the years, Global Rights has represented the legal interest of affected mining communities while liaising with the government to enact legislations to protect the environment and the local communities.
I would think back to as far back as 2010, 2011, when the gold mining related lead poisoning had started in Nigeria, and our advocacy, we had actually started the hashtag Save Bagega with a hope of sensitizing and raising consciousness across the country and the governments to act. And we've worked with them extensively in developing social safeguards for mining host communities. As you know, we lost well over 700 children to that disaster, and another 27 in Niger State. And from that instance on, we continue to work with government, working with these communities to foster mining cooperatives, to also call on government to effectively monitor artisanal mining, and yet at the same time to ensure that they're not treated as illegal miners, but the need to ensure that regulation is firmed up in the sector and that Nigerians can also benefit from solid mineral mining.
In Gesiri community in the suburb of Abuja, residents complain of hardships, injustice, and inequality. The community has been relocated severally by the government to give way for the construction of housing estates.
The poverty here is too much. It's too much in Nigeria. There is not any country can be compared. Nigeria was a good country before, but now it's sinking. Nigeria is sinking. Government should do something. They should stop thinking of themselves. They should think of how the poverty, how the poor people are doing, the people that is not up to their level.
Perennial reports by international anti-corruption agencies have often cited corruption in Nigeria as a major factor undermining justice and the rule of law, development, and social cohesion. Billions of dollars have been reportedly siphoned annually from Nigeria's oil fund to support the lavish lifestyle of corrupt officials. Some of them reportedly stashed corrupt or stolen proceeds in hidden accounts overseas, while others have invested in upscale housing projects and other businesses locally.
Corruption is one of the biggest symptoms of the impunity that is pervasive in Nigeria, that we are not equal before the law. And so when people get away with big crimes, a politician or politically exposed person steals billions of naira and gets away with a few months or with no jail time at all, and then somebody steals a tuber of yam because he's hungry and then gets 6 months in jail for that, or 2 years in jail for that. There's a problem with the way our laws then are dealing with this. When people get away with ballot snatching because they're politically exposed people who have a lot of money, it also does not speak well to the impunity that continues in our society. The third, of course, is the rights, I would think, of persons living with disability, the most vulnerable amongst us. And you will excuse me if I lump together the most vulnerable persons living with disability, children and women in this category, and say that as long as the most vulnerable amongst us are not protected in our society, that we're all extremely vulnerable. Vulnerability could also be vulnerability in terms of poverty. And as you know, we are the poverty capital of the world currently. The right to development is extremely important. A country that does not prioritize lifting its people out of poverty and not just paying lip service to it is a country that is doomed from the onset. Every part of this country is disenfranchised, and there's poverty in every single local government area across the country. This should not be for a country that is also the seventh richest country in terms of its hydrocarbon resources, and when you think of the human and natural resources that also abound in the country, it just doesn't make sense. I would think that those are three most critical issues that are important to work on.
There are warnings that Nigeria could descend further into chaos if it fails to scrupulously address issues specifically bordering on land rights, environmental sustainability, resource governance, injustice, and inequality that seem to be deepening divisions.